السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. Sabr or patience is a very important concept in our deen. I'll start with a few verses of the Quran that underscores the importance of this concept and the reward associated with it for the people of sabr, for the people of patience. And the first ayah is from the Surah Az-Zumar, is the part of the ayah in which Allah says, إِنَّمَا يُوَفَّى الصَّابِرُونَ أَجْرَهُمْ بِغَيْرِ حِسَابٍ. So certainly those who observe patience will be given their reward in full, without any account, without measure. So the reward of sabr or patience, as in the Quran, is open-ended, limitless, like a blank check. So without any account, as opposed to any other deed that, for any other deed or any other virtue, it's like a defined amount. For example, for reading the Quran, so for every letter, every harf of the Quran, so alif, lam, mim, so for every harf, so alif is one good deed, lam is one good deed, and then mim is one good deed. So and then the general rule is for every good deed it's multiplied by 10. So the reward for reciting one letter of the Quran would be 10. But for sabr, the reward is without any account, limitless. And that is also one of the reasons the reward of fasting is also limitless. It comes in the hadith that the fasting is for me and I will reward it. So another ayah of the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا استعينوا بالصبر والصلاة إن الله مع الصابرين. So, O who you believe, seek assistance with prayer and patience. Indeed, Allah is with the people of sabr. So with the patience, you get the companionship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna Allah ma'a sabr. So Allah is with the people of patience. So that is only reserved for the sabirun, or the people of patience. And we don't find that kind of like the ma'ayya, the companionship with other acts of worship, like it's not mentioned with the people of prayer, the people of fasting or sowing, the people of forgiveness. That is mainly mentioned for the Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. And then there are like three gifts or three rewards that are directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as in the Quran. I recited in the ayahs that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, like when the calamity strikes them, they recite Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So we are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we're returning back to Him. And then the following ayahs, أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. So in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the reward for the people of patience, who says that the Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So that when the calamity befalls them, they recite the ayah, and then Allah mentions the reward. So the reward is salawat min rabbihim wa rahmah. So from the Lord is the salawat, the blessings. And then number 2 is rahmah and guidance. So these are three rewards that are directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as mentioned in this ayah. So that's the concept of sabr and its huge reward. Then coming on the manifestations of sabr. So the sabr will have multiple manifestations. So one would be when the sabr involves the private parts, it's called the ifqa or chastity. So when sabr is observed in the battlefield, it's called the shuja'a or bravery. And when sabr is observed when someone rubs us the wrong way and we want to blow up and explode, so to control the anger in that situation is called hilm. Hilm or clemency or forbearance. And when sabr involves being content and satisfied with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us, that's called the qana'a or contentment. And when the sabr is observed with leaving the unnecessary things, the things that don't benefit us in this world or the hereafter, that's called the zuhud or asceticism. So all these are like praiseworthy praise, but they all like boil down to some manifestation of sabr or patience. So in our lives, either we are dealing with the good days when things are going our way, and on the opposite, sometimes we deal with trials and tribulations, problems, difficulties. So we need to do sabr in both situations. So the good days and the bad days. So sabr in good times is harder than sabr in adversity. That can also be called shukr. So there's a narration from Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu anhu. And he says that we were tested with difficulty and we were patient. And we were tested with ease and we were not patient. We were not patient. That is according to their level to the level of the patience of Sahaba. So sabr has to be practiced in good times. So when we have health and wealth and honor and family. So sabr in that condition means not to be too complacent, not to be too comfortable with that blessing. So if you have health today, so how about tomorrow? So not to be too carried away with the blessing. So that's the manifestations of sabr. And then coming to the kinds of sabr. So there's the three main kinds of sabr, as ulama mentioned. So first and foremost is the sabr in obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So sabr ala ta'ah. So obedience in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the moment after the kalima after believing is the prayer. So 5 daily prayers, to be punctual in the 5 daily prayers until the last breath. That requires a lot of patience. So that's the first requirement that is on us is the 5 daily prayers. So to have the sabr in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the first kind of sabr ala ta'ah. And then the second kind of sabr is sabr anil ma'asiyah, or sabr in staying away from sin, staying away from disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So especially in this day and age, to avoid sin, especially the sins of the tongue and the eyes. So it's very easy for the tongue to slip and involve in lying and backbiting And it also applies to whatever we type, because in this day and age we don't talk much, we type more. So if we like forward something without verification, that is like spreading a lie. So it's like in this day and age, like it's very common for the misuse of the tongue, and then the misuse of the eyes, with all that like the digital images and the junk that's around us. So it's very easy to misuse the tongue and misuse the eyes. And then sometimes more the reward. So more the pile, so the person is patient on that, controlling the eyes, controlling the tongue, that they'll have a great reward. So to have the eyes on the prize. And then the third kind of sabr is the sabr al-musiba. So sabr would be sabr at the time of hardships and difficulties. So sabr will be divine decree. So anything and everything happens by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't question that. So this is our aqidah. So we believe in divine decree. So whatever happens, this is from Allah, that's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is divine wisdom, there is divine hikmah, and our minds cannot understand. So when a calamity hits us, so we are patient on the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there are several levels of the sabr in that situation when we are hit with the difficulty. First is to not complain to the others. When we are hit with a difficulty, to be patient and not to say anything to others. So one may complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not in a way like why it's happening to me. To complain to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us when we are faced with a difficulty. And it's always okay to feel in the heart, but not to say with the tongue. And then the highest level in that situation is to be happy, is to be pleased when faced with a difficulty. This is the level of the awliya, the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So how can they do that? They're picturing the reward. So so they're picturing the reward that is reserved for the people of patience. So that makes them rejoice, and then it makes them happy when they're faced with a difficulty. So that's the highest level. So these are the three kinds of sabr. Sabr in obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sabr in avoiding sins, and then sabr in times of difficulty. And the last thing that I will touch upon is the etiquettes of sabr. So sabr should be done with what we call like the first blow. It comes in the hadith. As-sabru inda al-musibatu al-ula. In the sabr al-ula. So sabr, the real patience is with the first stroke of the calamity. And then the second etiquette is to recite the ayah, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So we belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are going towards Him. So it's a constant process. So we are moving towards Him. So we are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's property, and then He can do anything with us. So this should be recited whenever we are faced with any difficulty. So it's like a tradition that it's recited when somebody passes away, but it's not that it should be recited when we are faced with any difficulty. And then the number 3 etiquette is the body to remain calm and collected, and not to act out when faced with the difficulties. So tearing one's clothes, that's not that's against the etiquettes of sabr. So these are some of the etiquettes that ulama mentioned, is to sabr to the first blow, to recite the inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, and then the body to remain calm and collected. So one of our salaf, our pious predecessor, his son died, and for the janazah, he arrived like dressed up in nice clothes and well groomed. So the people asked him like your son just passed away and you're all dressed up. So he replied that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised. He said the same ayah, ulaika alayhim salawatun min rabbihim wa rahmah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised these 3 unique rewards for staying patient in this time of difficulty. So this is like His salvation, His mercy, His guidance. So he's picturing he has his eyes on the prize. He's picturing the reward. So that makes him like rejoice, not to be in a sad mood. So So this is how the awliya or the friends of Allah, so when they're faced with the difficulty, they're like kind of like rejoicing or happy because they're imagining or they have the eyes on the prize, the reward that comes with the sabr. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us become people of sabr.
Ameen.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الحدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة. وأقول قولي هذا استغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك سميع مجيب الدعوات. اللهم اجرنا من النار اللهم اجرنا من النار اللهم اجرنا من النار. اللهم إنك عفو تحب العفو فاعف عنا يا كريم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. عباد الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقم الصلاة.
طيب يا خلاص قلت لك انت ليه؟
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين.
والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله.
الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
إن شاء الله.
السلام عليكم. our masjid is open 5 times a day. 5 times a day. That's all Masjid is open. So please try as much as possible to come to the masjid. I see a lot of people on Jumah Khutbah. But let's make an effort to at least come to Fajr and Isha. Please, those people who live within 5 miles radius of the masjid, just populate the masjid, inshallah. Also, we have food pantry for you. This is free for everybody, except there are a few items that we might have on a ration basis, like eggs we can give to for family. This is all free from the government, just to let you know. The pantry food is free. This is not zakat. And I appreciate people who are bringing some food donations. We really appreciate it, but what we need is, for the maintenance of the pantry, we need the money. We are getting a lot of food from the government. Please do not donate food. Please do not bring donations of food. We need money for the maintenance. Please, Jazakallah.
मैं लास्ट बाद में करता हूँ 2-3 बात